Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome on a Monday. It's Backstage Hall Pass for you here from the Hall Around Town Radio Studios in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. Hopefully, you're all doing well out there today. Let's see who's checking in. Melissa Wheeler in the house. How you doing, Melissa? Thank you for dropping by today. Happy Monday to you, too. Happy Monday. Who else we got out there? If you're out there joining us today, please give us a little shout out. You can always tell when they're not sending us out and notifying people yet. So we'll just hang on a few minutes and chat a bit here until we get ready to cover our weekend in review. Let's see who's in. Marie Smith. I just saw her pop up on the old channel here. Good to have you with us on the Book of Face. We're streaming this live on YouTube and Facebook. So if you ever get annoyed with the Book of Face and you want to move to somewhere else, we do it live on YouTube as well. And you can check it out there. Hi, Diana. Great photos from yesterday, by the way. Extremely good photos you took there at the Blues Jam put on by the Dayton Blues Society at the Hidden Gym. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. We are. Hi, Marie. Hi, Pat Riley. Thank you for being here as well. James, how's it going with you? Hopefully you're doing well. Johnny Fink in the house. Got to see him yesterday play for a few songs. Would have liked to seen more Johnny Fink, but good work as always. Sitting in with Doug Hart and company yesterday. It was a good time. We'll chat about it here in just a minute. As soon as we get some people live and join us. Thank you, Dave Worthington. I'm the Casey Kasem of Carlisle. Well, make it Springboro, but that's close. You know, it is. Covering the Tri-State's best musicians, guys, and the venues that bring it to you. That's what Hall Around Town Radio is all about. And we want to welcome you to the program on a Monday. Hello, Julie Rossello. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you stopping in. Gary from the Simmons Sanctuary down in northern Kentucky and not getting slapped by Will Smith. Can you believe that stuff? And I'm with everybody else. I'm sick of hearing about it already. You know, if it was real, I mean, he looked pissed. He did. He looked pissed. But, who knows? Who knows if any of that stuff's real or staged or publicity stunts or, little strange, though, the whole way that went down. But sure, you've all seen it. If you haven't seen it, you'll find it on the internet. That's all I got to say. I mean, we used to hear the news. What the internet has brought it right to our plate, like right now, everything that goes on out there. And just like the other day, I witnessed the video online of the kid who fell from that drop amusement park ride, and it was just hideous. I mean, but everybody's seeing it, and his family saw it. It's just sometimes it's just not good. And whether Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for a good reason or not, I'm not here to debate that. No. And whether you like Will Smith or you don't, we're not gonna debate that today. Hi, Joe Queen. Thanks for dropping in. Jay Clark in the house. Hi, Julie. Where is Scott? Really? Where are you, Jay Clark? What planet are you on today? Glenn checking in on the YouTube channel. Thank you. Let me go back to, just for a minute, if I can back up here. Diana, who's on here, she said hi a minute ago. She's an awesome photographer, and we are so blessed to have some great event photographers in town. John Clare, Ed Sawicki, Diana, one of them. And anytime they show up at a concert event or a musical event, you can guarantee there's going to be some fantastic pictures. And Diana took some great pictures yesterday. If you haven't followed her page, do. And again, let me throw her name up there. Follow her page if you're a musician, because you want to see some of her work and some of the photography work that she does. And certainly a great job yesterday at the Hidden Gem for the blues event, which we'll be talking about as our last event of the weekend. Let's see what else we've got. Hello, Julie. Hello, Kara. Thank you for dropping in. And a few more here as we're getting ready to turn into our weekend in review, guys. All kinds of people out there. All kinds of people. I'm with you, Julie. Jay Clark ? I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know. He lives in the internet zone. I don't know if it always works. Hi, Renee. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well and recovering well. It's good to see your smiling icon on here. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for being here today. Jimmy Kilroy in the house. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Chris Rock. I mean, if you didn't see the whole video clip, Chris Rock said probably a pretty crappy thing to say about somebody. Made a little fun, but, and then this whole thing happened with Will Smith, and it's all on the internet, so go look at it. I'm not here to debate it. It's not my problem. File that under not my problem. No, but I will say if it is real, I'm just going to say this. If it is real, see, you got me started. Any one of us who would have walked up on the stage at the Oscars, had we had access, would have gotten our ass kicked before we ever got up there. Will Smith just walks up there and bitch slaps Chris Rock. So, yeah, weird stuff. Weird stuff going on. Brad Martin in the house. How are you, Brad? Good to have you with us, man. Doing all kinds of good stuff. You are. Yes, sirree. Well, Renee, I hope you get out and hear music soon. Hello, Ed. Just mentioned you, by the way. Good to have you with us. Ed's wiki in the house. I missed you yesterday. I thought I might run into you there at that blues jam, but let's get started with our weekend. And thank you to all the people. I think we had 40 or 50 comments come in on the page today about who you went out to see over the weekend. That's way too many for me to read, but you guys are all educated. You can go read them and support the bands and venues people are talking about, because it's so important to keep this rolling. We finally got back to some normalcy here. People are playing. We're having events. And yesterday they paid tribute there at that blues jam. I believe it was 5 or 6 individuals in the blues community in the Dayton area who had passed away in the last 2 years. So that was kind of what it was. It was a tribute show to them, and really a good show. And we'll get to that. Like I said, Hollywood in the house from Pullman Lane, Scott's Bar and Grill down in Hamilton, Ohio. Thanks for dropping by. And Jim said had a great time with Jelly Smooch Saturday night at Foley's. Jimmy, you like Foley's. You're there a lot. I know it's close to home, but you do. Hey, live at 1 in Alaska, Auntie Elsa. Good to have you with us, Erica. Glad you're there. Hopefully see you soon, real soon. But it's good to have you with us today on Live at 1. She's in Alaska right now, so it's Live at 1 there, not Live at 5 there. Just a little inside joke with the family. All right, we're going to roll through it here. Let's talk about last Thursday for a minute. Who went to the jam Thursday? Anybody raise your hand if you went to the jam? Yeah, Jimmy says close to work. Okay, I got you. If you went to the jam at the Bell and the Bear on Thursday, you witnessed a great event, a nice night. Had some guest hosts in the house, Mr. Johnny Fink, kind of hiding in the background a little bit. But Johnny Fink, always amazing. Kat Campbell, who got there and enjoyed herself, and a bunch of other people. A band called Rockstar, I've never heard, out of Cincinnati, that came in their entirety and played. So that was cool. And the usual suspects that we see at the Bell and the Bear Jam, of course, host Jim Cuesta, Kevin Cooper, and Kathy Laverde also in the house, along with Johnny Fink hosting that night. And Mr. Dave Wade from DV8, Phil Gatto from DV8 in the house playing some music. A host of drummers, David Parks and others. Charles Moreno, who whips it on the bass, does a great job. And just another fun night there. And I've got to give a huge shout out to my friend Jim Cuesta who gave me a massive shout out that night. And thank you for your kind words, Jim Cuesta, about what we do here at All Around Town Radio and all the things that you did. And I appreciate all those words and the kindness that you share all the time, along with the rest of the folks there. It's a great family at the Bell on Thursday night. We enjoy it so much. Jay Clark wanted to know what kind of music Rockstar played. It's a lot of 80s stuff. They were doing some Journey and things like that, doing the 80s stuff. And they were good. They were good. Enjoyed hearing them. And honestly, when the guy got up to sing, I was kind of like, it was like, you take one look at people and first impressions and he's, I hate to call people older, but he's an older gentleman. And he got up there and got to, hell, he might be 29 and just been on the road a long time, but he got up to sing. And it was like, this guy's either going to rock it or he's going to really be bad. And he rocked it. He did. He rocked it. It was really good. And fun with those guys. Had a great time. Great people there. Enjoyed seeing a lot of folks that we always see on Thursday nights. So if you get a chance, guys, you haven't done it yet, you must go to the jam at the Bell and the Bear. It's well worth your time. Enjoy that. That's what we did on our Thursday night. Hi, Ryan Schwab. And Chris Barr said the same thing about the singer. Yeah, and he did. And oftentimes you see that and you're like, oh, this could turn out to be a real train wreck. And it wasn't. It was so good. And he really did a great job. And I love the music. I mean, that's my wheelhouse. I love the 80s, old 80s rock and that kind of thing. So it was fun to see. Thank you, Jay Clark. And Paul from Coors Light Land at Frickers in Centerville. Well, say hi to everybody at Frickers in Centerville for me, Paul Likovitz. We'll give him a shameless plug. Frickers, home of the frickin' chicken. Yes, sir. Good stuff. Chicken wings at Frickers. So there you have it. A little shameless plug for them. So as always, thank you to Karis, who runs a wonderful venue. Wildman Walker was there selling autographed copies of his book. It was Three Ring Circus Thursday night. Lots of great things going on, along with Tasty's on the Go food truck, who was bringing the food to the house. And that's always fun. And Jay Clark said, speaking of 80s bands, where are guitars? They're out there playing more than you could imagine, Jay Clark. That Arena Rock Show is what he's talking about. And that Arena Rock Show is touring all over the country now. They've got a tour bus. They're doing it. And yes, Diane, I was getting to that. Casey Gomez was in the house. Never heard him sing. Awesome singer. Really did a great job. And thank you for the introduction on that one, Diane. I appreciate it. And yeah, Melissa says I need to see More Than Zero. I know I do. They're on my list of 2 C's for sure. And hey, Quentin from Ladder, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being there. Yeah, Jay, that Arena Rock Show is just blowing it away across the country, and they're playing tours up and down. They played the Rock Festival down in Key West and did a fantastic job there. And they're posting pictures hanging out with rock stars and Lita Ford and all those people, and they're having a good time. They really are. So good for them. We love that Arena Rock Show and what they do. Hey, Casey, thanks for being here today. You did a great job at the Bell on Thursday night. It was nice to meet you. And again, guys, if there's somebody you saw play over the weekend and you didn't post it to our earlier post on our page, throw it in the comments today. Let us know who you saw and also mention the venue. It's very important to mention the venues and those kind of things because they're the ones who bring us live local music every week. The players are great. They do a great job, but the venues are the most important because we got to keep them rolling and keep the people rolling in them. That's what we need to do. So there. And Hollywood says Casey's very talented. Yes, sir. And I take that as a great endorsement anytime you say that, Mr. Hollywood, because your music and musicians. You do. Glenn, you said you had 5 shows over the weekend. What were they? That was a slow weekend for you. Throw them in there if you had some. We'd love to hear from you. I know our friend Glenn's out on the YouTube channel, so get us a little comment or two going on the old YouTube channel, if you will. All right, I got to keep rolling, though. I want to talk about, that was our Thursday night, Bell and the Bear. We do that a lot, and we talk about it a lot. And so let's see what else we've got. Paul Likovitz said, heard the best version of Wicked Games the other day. I can't even pronounce that name. But yeah. There's the comment. Not real sure about that one, but there's the comment. Yes. And Chris Barr thought it was the best of the night. All right, Chris, I'll take your word for it too. You're there a lot too, and you see a lot of music, so I'll take that as an endorsement as well for Casey. And more than zero will be at Wings in Vandalia on Friday. Okay, there we go. Little shameless plug for them also. And yes, yeah, you got to come back, Casey. You did a great job. And I don't know if you've played Hollywood's Place. Maybe you have down there at Pullman Lanes and all that. But we got to get out to see you do a full show sometime for sure. Harlan saw Montage at Rick's. Thank you for that. And Brian saw Crown Watts at Froggy's in Monroe. Rare 3-piece with Crown Watts. Wow. Okay. Love Froggy's. They sponsor our show on Thursday. They are the sponsor of our Who's Playing Out show, where we feature all the best musicians and where they're playing in the tri-state. And thanks to Froggy's, great music venue there as well. Hi, Jill. Thank you for dropping by today. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, Casey's going to be at Pullman Lanes real soon. So we'll watch for you for sure. I'd like to get down there anyway. I've got to get back in that venue and enjoy myself. I always learn a lot from Mr. Hollywood. He is a superstar down there in Hamilton. He is Mr. Hollywood. All right. Going to keep rolling though, guys. I will tell you that knowing that we were going to do several nights of music this week, took a little night off on Friday. So if you saw a Friday show and you want to pop it in the comments, please do. We'll mention it. But Friday was a little night off, went to dinner and came home, to be honest with you. That was our night. Occasionally you need to take a night off. And Saturday night, though, enjoyed an evening at Mr. Burroughs Tavern. Hi, Valerie. Thanks for dropping by. Mr. Burroughs Tavern in Springboro. Hey, there's the B-Man, John Bolio, in the house. Good to have you, John. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in so long. Yeah, Matt Matheny's digging the shirt, he says. A little Blackberry Smoke representation today. Going to see Whiskey Meyer on Thursday this week. That'll be good. Going to enjoy that. Hollywood, you're welcome, man. You're a rock star for sure, for sure. So talking about Friday night, like I said, had a little night off, but Saturday went to Mr. Burroughs Tavern and took in the Jay Clark Band. And if you haven't seen Jay Clark in a while, you need to go back and check them out. Good stuff having Rob on guitar, Keith on bass, Tony on drums, and Jay fronting the band. Really have changed their set list a lot. They've added so many songs that I didn't, I've heard them do occasionally, but now they've really, they've changed that set list so much from when I first started listening to Jay Clark. And Tony, the drummer, he's just down the street from us here, good friend of ours, and always good to see Tony playing a drum pad that night. That was a little interesting. You could really hear it, but it's weird to watch him play that because they're, these little drum pad squares. It's not like an electronic kit or anything. So that was interesting, but it filled the room and it did its job. And, Tony always keeps time well and sings backup harmonies. Jay has some original songs that he does throughout the night. If you haven't heard his stuff, you can check out the Jay Clark page on Facebook, Jay Clark Band. And also, one of the things I noted there that always happens when they come to Springboro is, Jay used to live in Springboro. Tony lives in Springboro. There's a big connection there, but so many people come to see him, and Mr. Burroughs was packed. It was wall-to-wall people. And thank you for that comment, Jay. Don't be honored. I enjoy seeing you play. Yeah, you don't need to be honored. I'm nobody, but thank you for the shout out too, Jay. I appreciate that as we were there, and always gives Hall Around Town Radio a little shout out. We appreciate that very much. And, Paul, I've heard some things back and forth about hot cargo. So I don't know. Somebody out there, if you know anything about hot cargo, answer Paul's question, if you will, because I'm not positive on that one. I haven't announced them in ages. But let's get back real quick. And thank you for that, Gary, that comment about birthdays. Let me get back to Jay Clark for a minute. The energy level in the room was really high and people up dancing. And Mr. Burroughs is a good music venue, but can also sometimes be a loud venue for a musician to play. There's a lot of people that come in there with groups and they love to talk, and sometimes they have a few adult beverages, get a little louder than the band at times and things like that. But you could hear the sound. Julie, if you did the sound, thank you. Sound was good. Got a chance to hear Jay's vocals and everybody else playing in the band. So really good job there at Mr. Burroughs Tavern on Saturday night with a packed house. And we came from a birthday party for a friend and got in there a little bit later than we would have liked, but still got to see most of the show and enjoy ourselves for that. So I've got some more comments coming in. Wanderers, Glenn, Friday at Trillions for my day off, he said. Saturday at Blue Note for Social Chemist and Sweet Sister Mercy, and then went to the Pine for DV8. Sunday, Kelly Red at Kroger's. Wow. I know Kroger's is a weird location for music, but it works sometimes. People are there. Good stuff. Valerie saw Brent James and the Vintage Youth on Friday at Bell and the Bear. She said, good stuff there. I like that. Brent James, man, he rocks. He's good. And the Ricky Veneman and that band, there's some killer players in that band. Justin and Brian and his amazing band packed wings on Friday, according to Melissa. Thank you for that. Saw the videos from that. Looked like he was kicking butt, as always. Love you, Paul Likovitz. Okay. He says, oh, the good times. Yes. And Jay, thank you so much for hosting that night at Mr. Burroughs. And you guys did a great job, as always. One thing they do also very well is get down when they're on break and work the room and talk to the people that come to see them. And I think that's very important for a musician to do on a local level, especially because you got to make those connections for people to come back. And that's what they were doing most of the night. And Julie didn't do anything but make suggestions. He said, yeah, well, you're out in the audience. You ought to be able to make suggestions because the audience hears best. Unfortunately, sound is a difficult thing in some rooms. And that's one that's a tough room to run sound in. I've done it. And it is a little difficult. Yes. Hi, Celia. Thank you for being here today. So that was our Saturday night with the Jay Clark Band at Mr. Burroughs, and that we just did a one-stop shop on that night. Stephen Bell in the house from Don't Tell Steve. Thank you for being here. Then on Sunday, special thing on Sunday, really special show. First of all, if you haven't been to the Hidden Gym in Centerville, it's been a lot of nightclubs over the years, way back when. Some of you remember it sits behind a plaza where the Submarine House is now. And it's really cool. The venue's big and the sound, man, the kid running the board was right next to me. He did a phenomenal job. He kicked ass actually with the sound because they were doing a lot of changeovers and a lot of things. And that's difficult to do with the sound guy to switch bands, players, jammers, all those things that come into play. And everybody wants to have a different mix in the monitor and all that stuff that they hear. But opened it up, Noah Witherspoon and his band. And if you've never seen Noah, Noah's a phenom. I mean, he's a force in blues music locally and across the nation, actually. And Noah and his band just doing what they do and doing it best. I mean, they're the blues all the way. They just jam it out. And this was a tribute show again to some local musicians who have lost their lives in the last couple of years, who are blues musicians and part of the Dayton Blues Society and all that. I like that, Jay. When Julie speaks, we listen. You better. You better. Mama knows she does. All right. But I want to say, first of all, they were doing some fundraising. Okay. They were having 50-50 raffles and that. I myself would have charged a $5 cover for this thing. That was cheap for the amount of entertainment you got. And if they were raising money, I bet you there was 600 people there. It was wall to wall people. And again, some of the best blues players you'll ever hear locally. And Noah Witherspoon is one of them. And I was doing shows with Noah Witherspoon when his mom was bringing him to the shows. He couldn't even drive yet. That tells you how long he's been around, and he's fantastic. And then the Doug Hart Band came up. And Doug Hart Band, Doug's a rocker. And probably 3 years ago, we had Doug on one of our shows called Three Chords and a Story that he played out in Taffy's in Eden that we put on there. And we live streamed it and all that's available on our page if you look it up. James Mathis, Doug Hart, and who was the other kid that joined us now? I can't remember. Really good player, but we enjoyed that one. And Doug Hart's just a phenomenal guy as well when it comes to music. He's been around a long time. He's toured. He's done things, and he's back landed here in Dayton area. And the Doug Hart Band, joined by a host of others, including Johnny Fink. It's just, and I did not write anything down. I was so wrapped up in the music. I didn't write down names or anything. Harmonica player that came up and played was phenomenal. The keyboard player who I saw at the Blues Experience down in Cincinnati, he was playing. Ed, if you're still out there, you'll know the name of the keyboard player. I played the Hammond B3, and I know his name. I just right now having one of those moments, senior moments. But it was phenomenal. The whole event, the music, and then after Doug Hart finished, Noah played first. Doug Hart played, and then went into the jammers, and there was several sets. Chris Bentley, thank you, Ed. I knew you'd nail that. I need Ed to be my executive blues producer for sure. And Joe Waters on harp. Thank you, Johnny Fink. And thank you. See, I knew there'd be people who knew all the names. But yes, and Liz says Chris something on the keys. Well, you were close. Yes, Chris Bentley. And Chris Bentley's, I love the B3 sound. You know, he's got and for those that don't know what a Hammond B3 is, it's the one with the whirly bird in the background that makes all the funky keyboard noises and all that sounds so sweet. I mean, it epitomizes blues music. And he was playing along with Doug Hart, and Johnny Fink got up there and jammed with him for 2 or 3 songs at the beginning. Just a amazing night and a fun tribute to all those players. And we saw so many people there that we knew and that are part of the music community. So hats off to Hidden Gem for putting on a great event, Dayton Blues Society for pasting all those players together. And if you did miss it, guys, I suggest you get involved. Follow the Dayton blues community, certainly, and see what they've got going on. They post every week where the blues events are going. If you like blues music, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And that was a fun, unexpected day on Sunday for us with All Around Town Radio. Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, Deep Purple always played a B3, and that B3 is unmistakable, and it is. And I'm not sure he's playing a modified style B3. Chris was there. I don't think it was. It didn't have the old keyboard from the B3. It was being triggered by another keyboard, but the old whirly bird in the background, as they call it, and good stuff always. But Doug Hart, phenomenal player, cranking out the blues. Noah Witherspoon, same way. And like, I would have loved to hear more of Johnny Fink. I can't say enough about Johnny Fink and his blues ability. And the blues experience that Ed Sawicki and Peter invited me to, and we did some interviews with some of the folks from there last couple months ago, month or two back, down in Cincinnati. It was in, I believe, Westchester, technically. Great stuff. And yes, Leslie Cabinets. Thank you. See, you all got the terms down right, but it's pretty darn cool. All of it. So, yeah, get involved in that blues community, guys. If you like the blues music, and follow what's going on in Cincinnati and Dayton, because all those players interchange and play back and forth. Johnny Fink, if you're out there, it was great to see you and have a moment to chat with you that day. And Valerie, same thing. I know Valerie was there. I didn't get to talk to her. I saw her across the room. Diana in the house, and a host of other players. Had a chance to talk to Doug. Hadn't talked to him since we did the event called 3 Chords and a Story. And then Doug also played a fundraiser that I helped was involved with over in Kettering a few years back for Warriors for Heroes and such. So that's all some good stuff. And thank you guys for a great weekend of music. And yes, Glenn, and I was going to mention that here before we went. Tempted Souls is who Chris Bentley normally plays with, and we got to see them at the Blues Experience down in Westchester. And they're a fantastic band too, locally. So follow them, Tempted Souls. Anybody else out there see anybody play over the weekend that you want to chat about? Throw it in the comments, if you will. We're about to run out of time today. Do want to let you know on a programming note, we've got a couple things coming this week. Top 5 Tuesday tomorrow will be coming your way at 5 o'clock. And then at 5 on Wednesday, we'll be bringing you Wednesday with the Band featuring H&R Rock. So H&R Rock will be in the house. Good to see you, Diana. Thank you so much for what you do. And H&R Rock, man, be with us on Wednesday with the band. Look for that interview, learn a little bit about those guys. And if you like late 70s, early 80s, and that rock and roll and some of the hair band stuff, make sure you make sure you check them out. H&R Rock before we go live with them. And Mark Robinson, I think, do you mean Social Chemists? Or was it Social Distortion? I don't know what you're talking about, Mark Robinson. Mark Robinson in the house, ladies and gentlemen, from Sweet Sister Mercy. Lead vocalist, Sweet Sister Mercy. He's got a sweet voice. And Kara says Lebanon has a 2-day blues fest in August. It's awesome. Thank you, Kara, for that. We'll watch for that for sure. Love that. And no, we're not doing tacos for Tuesday, Dave Worthington. We're doing music something. We'll call for comments tomorrow if you want to throw a topic out for Top 5 Tuesday. Like we picked it last week. It was Kara's. The most overrated bands was our topic last week. It was fun stuff. And Social Chemist, I think, is what Mark was talking about. Good to see you, Mark Robinson. Hopefully your writing's going good. He's been writing some new music for Sweet Sister Mercy. Taco songs. The Ritz by Taco. There we go. We can do that. Thank you all so much for being here, guys. I appreciate you being here. All Around Town Radio is designed to support live local music and the venues that bring it to you. And if you have somebody you'd like to see featured on our show, send it my way, and you can message us on All Around Town Radio on Facebook, and we'll answer those messages and try to get something happening. U2 was in the top 5, Jay Clark. They were. My list, the number 1 most overrated band was The Doors. But I'll get argument about that. We're not here to argue today, or I'll call Will Smith and he can bitch slap you. Yes, that's how it's going to work today. Yes. Sweet Sister Mercy is awesome. Yes, they are, Hollywood. I agree. And thank you, Hollywood. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for being here. He's a good man down at Pullman Lanes. Good man to know. Going to have their outside stage open soon for the warm weather. And it's a big venue down there. So look forward to some great shows from there, too. We're going to be back down there doing some live stuff. And they even do a Wednesday matinee if you're off on Wednesdays and you like old school country music. Go to Pullman Lanes 1 to 3 on Wednesday. Hear the Standard Country Time Band. Those boys rock. If you like to go back in time with Merle and all those people, they're great. Thanks so much, people. We appreciate you being here today. Hope you had a good time with us. We had a great time being with you. We're going to bug out of here, I think. Hey, while we're talking blues, should I throw some Johnny Fink in there? I probably should. Probably ought to throw some Johnny Fink in as we're leaving, talking about the blues. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time. Maybe. Yeah. Off Johnny Fink's new CD. Here it is.
When I see you, babe, don't wear that dress too tight. When you walk by, try not to look so right. 'Cause when you come home, child, I don't want you now. No, when you come home, child, I don't want you now. You done me wrong for the last time now. You broke my heart just like our old wedding vow. When you come back, please don't stay too long. Go back yonder, wherever he is from. So when you come home, child, I don't want you now. No, when you come home, child, I don't want you now. No. Hey!